second. There's a...
That's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the low for a favor. On some faded love. Shit, what the fuck you...
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dear Demia and I am your go-to girl for advice, how-tos, and lifestyle. So today what we're going to be talking about is the follow-up to one of my videos that I did about, I think 2 months ago, which was the And Just Like That Sex and the City reboot. So we are going to be talking about my thoughts and everything now that it has wrapped, the first season has wrapped up, and I've had some time to let it simmer and marinate and sit within my soul. I'll also be talking about whether or not I'm going to watch it if there is a season 2, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts. So if you want to know what I really thought about this series and this reboot, just stay tuned. Okay, so I think the biggest thing that I needed to remember when I started watching this is that it's a TV show. It's a TV show. This isn't a documentary. This isn't the news. This isn't even a vlog. It's a TV show. It is meant to be entertaining. So the things that I have issue with, I mean, do I really have that big of an issue with it? I don't. I do and I don't. Also, Sex and the City is a certain demographic of person who watches Sex and the City. So you're not wanting to stray from that demographic. So you need to remember that. That being said, here's a couple things that I did notice. When talking about any type of minority any minority group, that's it, that's what I'm trying to say, any minority group, I found that there was a lot of tokenism going on. So you had anybody who's in the LGBTQ plus community, anybody of black, just everything. I mean, there wasn't a lot of diversity in the cast. They did better than in Sex and the City, but they definitely didn't do as well as they could have. And at first I was really mad about this, but I also have to remember that it's all about baby steps and not about, you know, running up the mountain. And this usually is the first step when you create a more diverse cast or a more diverse situation or community. There is going to be the token, this, that, and the other. So am I happy that this is where we are in 2022? No. But it is better than it was. And so I have to give credit to the producers for creating something that's very similar to the old Sex and the City, but that is a little bit more inclusive. You know, hopefully after the reviews and the criticisms that they've received, if they do decide to do a season 2, they can take those words of wisdom and, you know, apply it to said second season. Now here, okay. Can we just talk? Can we talk like girlfriends? Miranda Hobbs. Let's be honest. To me, at least, I mean, when I watched Sex and the City, I was a Charlotte, not a Miranda. Although I do have very much Miranda tendencies, but I found that in the And Just Like That reboot, Miranda's storyline was so complex. So complex. You know, with just everything. And what I did not enjoy about that is that everything got all tidied up in a nice little package by the end of the season. You know, she has a teenage son whose girlfriend is always over, and there's sex in the house, and her husband can't hear, and they've got a boring, monotonous marriage. And then she meets this person, and they are amazing, and, you know, they end up doing what they ended up doing in Carrie's kitchen. And she has a drinking problem, and all of these things. And then all of a sudden, it's like Charlotte sends her a book about drinking, and she's just like, okay, no, I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. What? Like, I know a lot of people over the last couple years have used alcohol and other things as crutches, as a help, as something to get through the days. You know, remember, virtual happy hours? Girl, I was the queen of a virtual happy hour. Trust and believe. The amount of tequila that entered the system was ridiculous. But I just don't buy it. I don't buy the fact that just one day she's like, oh, and I'm done. We're not drinking again. I have a problem. I'm done. Without more of an intervention. Because the intervention she got was some bullshit. Like, I don't know. I found it quite comical, actually, at how easy it was for her to give up alcohol. And then when it came time for her to end her marriage with Steve, first of all, over ice cream? No, Miranda. You know, and he just went with it. You know, he's still pining away for her. He still loves her, but is like, go, be with them. I love you. Go with God. Like, what the hell? No. Best believe, if I was married to someone and they came to me and said, Demia, I want a divorce. Out of the blue? Nah. Hair up, gloss on, and hoops off. Like, let's do that. What? We are going to be talking. We are going to be arguing. There's going to be some raised voices in this house. And he just was like, yeah, I love you, but go. And the thing that gets me the most, if these first two things didn't get me, was the fact that at the beginning of the season, she applied to this school so she could learn, so she could be a better lawyer, so she could develop herself. And because she got into this relationship with Che, and they are amazing and they are in love, she leaves this internship. She leaves the possibility of joining and entering into this internship for love. Now, if that isn't privilege, I don't know what is. With no consequence. Like, it's not a big deal. I can always just get into another one. If only life were that easy, Miss Hobbs. I cannot. I just found the audacity of that more than anything else. The audacity of that was just so much for me. I just couldn't. That's the one thing that sticks out for me, is just like, really? The characters, Dr. Nia Wallace and Seema, I must say that the writers did a very good job in making these multi-dimensional characters, in that they had issues and problems, and they were very, very realistic, which I really appreciate. Dr. Wallace, of course, if you've seen the show, haven't, I don't know why you're watching this, but if she is married and wants a child but doesn't want a child, has tried IVF, her husband really wants her to have a baby, but she's not really sure. And a similar storyline happened with Charlotte in Sex and the City, but the difference is that Charlotte really wanted the baby. Charlotte couldn't see her life without a baby. It crushed her to not have a baby. Whereas with Dr. Wallace, it's like, my life is good without the baby. I'm doing all of these things to my body. I'm ruining my body for a baby that my husband wants, but I don't know if I want it. And I like that at the end, you don't know which way she goes. You don't know if she decides to have the child. Her and her husband are taking some time apart. This seems more realistic to me. Life is confusing. Life is a lot. It's not all tied up in a nice little bow. So I really do appreciate the fact that this is something that a lot of women in today's world are dealing with. And it's not black and white. It's not yes or no. It is, we gotta think about this. And then with Seema, I loved that character. Because on the outside, she looked perfect. She had the career, she had the money, she had, the great car, she smoked cigarettes, she was amazing. But she wanted love. And as someone who is not in a relationship right now, I appreciate the fact that they made this character who wanted to be in a relationship, who wanted to find love, but knew that that love did not define her. But at the same turn, was totally okay with saying, I want to be in a relationship. The amount of women who have come to me when I've said that I've never been married, I don't want to get married.
Like, oh no, you don't. No, men aren't paying shit. You don't want to get married. You don't want to get married.
How do you know I don't want to get married? Just because you got married, and by the way, you're happily married, and just because you got a divorce, doesn't mean that that's not what's going to happen to me. I have waited. I have been looking. And trust, I know that a prince is not going to show up on a white steed and rescue me from my life. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for a partner. I'm asking for someone to do life with. And to ask for that and to want that, there's nothing wrong with that. And I thank you to the producers and to the writers for making that distinction. Seema was okay by herself. And she's okay with a man. And that was awesome. That was dope. I loved that. The last thing I'm going to comment on before I tell you if I'd watch season 2, the wardrobe. So good. It was so good. I just loved all of the clothes and the shoes and the accessories. And yeah, it was so over the top. But when has Sex and the City not been over the top when dealing with clothing and accessories and shoes? We don't watch it to see them in bargain clothes and off the rack Dior. We don't. We watch it for the couture. We watch it for the color, the glitz, the glamour, the things that are so excessive. The things that I could never wear that, but I like where it comes from, and I'm gonna borrow and pick and choose, and I'm gonna, zhuzh up my wardrobe a little bit. That's what I love about the wardrobe on Sex and the City, and so I will never knock the amount of money that it probably costs to clothe those women and men. So yeah, that's my debrief. Will I watch it again if a season 2 comes out? Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to PVR it and save it and watch it. But if I'm making dinner and it's on and I've got nothing else going on, sure, yeah, I'll probably put it on. Yeah. So that's all I got. If you liked this, please hit that like button. I don't even know where it is. What am I doing with my hands? Comment down below if you watched And Just Like That reboot. Let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you're totally in agreement with what I said in this video, or if you totally think I'm wrong and are like, Demia, no, this is horrible, nah. Just remember to be nice in the comments. Also, reminder, and we are going back to the Dear Demia format, where I will be answering your advice questions. I've got a couple in the queue. So hopefully that will be coming up very, very shortly. If you want to submit your question, all of them will be anonymous, of course. Send me a DM on my Instagram, which will be down here or somewhere. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I would love to hit that by my birthday, which is 5.5 months from now. So let's get her done, people. Let's get her done. And yeah, that's all I got. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.